Hi, eighth graders. I am so sorry I'm not here with you on your first day of second semester and our last semester together. I looked at my class list though, and I know there are some brand new eighth graders that I have yet to meet. So, welcome to art, and I'm Mrs. Frederick. And those of you that I've had for a couple years in a row now, I'm so excited, and it's going to be a great year for all of us. But I'm not there. I had knee surgery on Thursday. Way back in December, I just tore some cartilage in my knee and thought, okay, so I've got to get this surgery done at some point. When am I going to do it? And I thought, oh, you know what? Let's do it at the very beginning of second semester, because if I do it on Thursday, we will have had 3 days together to get them set up with their project, and then they'll have a couple days with the sub, and we'll be all good. But those glorious snow and cold days that we had, that kind of messed up our schedule, messed up my schedule a little bit too, and I'm just not like healing as quickly as I thought I would. I'm doing okay, but hopefully be there Tuesday. If I'm not there Tuesday, I'll be for sure Wednesday. But I just wanted to give you a little shout out and say hi, and that I'm excited for our semester together. But I also kind of wanted to explain the project that you're going to get started with today. We'll go over the syllabus and all that kind of stuff when I get back to school. But I want you to get started on your project because we're a week behind second semester already. So again, with those crazy days that we had last week. Okay, so what you're going to need is a piece of drawing paper. So I keep my drawing paper in like those little metal trays. They're at the front of the room, right behind the IFP, probably where you're watching this. So in a minute, you don't have to grab it right now, but in a minute, you're going to grab a piece of drawing paper. And if you feel like you're going to need to work through some ideas, you might want to grab a couple. If you've got your sketchbook with you, then you can definitely have your sketchbook and your piece of drawing paper and kind of get out some of your ideas. But the project that you're doing is called the 5 Design Project. So the goal of the project is that you have some limitations, but that you're supposed to be really creative with it as well. And it's an intro, like the very first project we're doing. So we're kind of easing our way back into creativity. Some of you haven't had art maybe since elementary school. Some of you haven't had art in a year or 2 years. Either way, it's probably been a little bit maybe since you've created, so I want to ease you back into it. So this 5 Design Project, you're only going to be using a pencil to start out with, and then you're going to be using Sharpie markers. You can use a tiny little bit of color if you want, but even if you ask your first semester friends, like, oh, did you, like, what about 5 designs? Like, most people just either chose to kind of keep things grayscale, like shading, or they use Sharpie markers, and then some people use like little pops of red or something. But the Sharpies and the color probably will not be done until I get back with you. So what you're going to do today is some brainstorming and getting started. So the 5 Design Project. You are going to start out on your piece of drawing paper with 5 lines, 5, that are straight. So you will need a ruler. And rulers are in 2 places. There are kind of like some crappy, like, I don't know, a little bit well-loved rulers in the top blue drawer by the chalkboard. But there are also some nicer rulers that we use for perspective drawing back by the windows in a drawer that says drawing tools. They're kind of right underneath the sketchbooks, because I'm sure my first semester kids all forgot to take their sketchbooks home with them last week. So those are probably all still hanging out over there. So grab a ruler and a pencil, not a pen, because you want to start with a pencil. So if you need to borrow a pencil, or if when I'm done giving you instruction you need to go to your locker and get a pencil, I think that's fine. Just use a sign out sheet as long as our sub is okay with it. So you're going to do 5 lines that are straight. You're going to need a ruler. You probably will want them to span across the page, because what they're going to do is give you space to design within. Okay, so 5 lines that are straight, and then 5 lines that aren't straight. So they could be wiggly, they could be zigzaggy. I've had people like trace their hand as a line that's not straight, but be creative with it, you know? So 5 lines that are straight, that span across the page, and then 5 lines that aren't straight. And that's how you get started. And then what you're going to do is more of the design aspect of your page. You need to fill the page with these next things. So you're going to have 5 at least, and you can have more, but at least 5 textures or patterns, and then 5 designs or logos. So you might be thinking like, how the heck am I going to fill this entire page with just patterns and logos and textures? Well, you're going to repeat a lot of things. So if you think of the 5 patterns or textures, it could be like scale pattern, or it could be like wood grain. That's a really cool texture. Or just like cross hatching. What else? It could be like that little like heartbeat rhythm thing. That could be like a texture or a pattern. And then 5 logos or, what did I say? 5 logos or, oh, I'm losing my mind. Images, something like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, so you're going to have 5 textures or patterns and then 5 logos or images, I guess we'll call it for right now until that other word pops back in my head. And you could rewind it and then you could know what it is. But I've had people do like animals, you know, like they might put birds or animals that they like, kind of design like inside the spaces that they created, or like clothing logos or food logos or like the VH logo, sports logos. And then images, it could be like palm trees, it could be cherries, it could be pineapples, it could be cheeseburgers, they could be trees or leaves or whatever. And it's really, this project is really supposed to be, like I said, kind of intro and kind of getting you into the creativity of art again, but also supposed to be really relaxing. It's almost like you were just doodling, like in your sketchbook or something. So while you do want to have some unity within it, you don't want it to just look like a hodgepodge of a bunch of crazy lines and stuff. But you do want to have some of that creativity in it too. So you've got your drawing paper, you've got 5 lines that are straight, 5 lines that aren't straight, 5 textures or patterns, and 5 designs or logos. I think that's what I called it. Okay, don't start with Sharpie because you need at least 2 days, I think. Just historically from what kids have done, you need at least 2 days to get all the pencil detail done, and I want to see your designs before you put Sharpie over them. So if you need help you know, brainstorming, talk to your people at your table, and please remember no more than 4 stools per table. Okay, don't cram 5 or 6 people around those tables. There's just not enough room. So if you're going to sit like that right now, because it's a brand new semester, that's fine, but once I get back, I'll lay the smack down then. Okay. All right, have fun, and I will see you guys later this week.